Well, we're pleased to spend a few minutes to talk with Michael Graham. And Michael is a member of Gaeilge and also its vice president. He's a student and fluent speaker of the Irish language. He is also a budding author and has recently published his first novel, The Cloak of Mordán, which is available in English and is pending the Irish language version. 2 years ago, he published a dual Irish-English language graphic novel, which has been popular with all of the members. I'd like to welcome you to our studios here in WROL.
Thank you very much, Seamus.
Well, tell us a little bit about your background first.
Yeah, I'm originally from a small fishing village outside of Limerick City called CnaG. I emigrated to the United States, the Boston area, in 2001 because I work with a local company here.
Yeah, you can tell us the name of the local company.
Oh, really? Okay,
yeah.
It's Analog Devices. They had their European headquarters in Limerick in Ireland, so I joined them as a graduate back in 97, and then in 2001 I was lucky enough to be given the opportunity to move here and work at their local plant here.
Okay, now you happen to be an active member of CnaG, and apparently, we have many, many areas now where you can study the language, which is not the way it was before, but you're also very active in the administration of CnaG. So what possessed you to take that up and carry the ball?
Yeah, I have a strong interest in Irish culture, tradition and language, and just probably brought to the fore in me by being away from home. So, as the phrase goes, once the well goes dry, kind of you don't miss it. So I took the opportunity to get involved with Gaeilge when the opportunity presented itself, taking classes to begin with, and then offering to help on the board, and before I knew it, becoming the vice president. So that's where I am right now.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about, you're a budding author, as I understand it, but you've already published.
That's right. A couple of years ago, I had a little story in Irish written, and it was something that I would like to, put in print, and the idea of having it in a bilingual format was of interest to me because I knew that there was a lot of American people of Irish heritage around here who would be interested in speaking the Irish language and maybe be hesitant to take that first step, maybe taking a class or diving headlong into it. So I thought that maybe if they had something fun like a graphic novel or a comic book that had both an English version and an Irish version built in, that would be one step towards the language for them. And potentially then, getting involved with Gaeilge and the classes. Yeah,
now, I was told about the Cloak of Mordán. I'm not familiar with Mordán, so tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so there's a little mountain in Connemara called Mordán. I'm told that it's at the back of one of my close friends, Peggy Ní house. She said she owns 60 acres of commonage on it, so it's a very beautiful area of Connemara, and the mountain itself kind of shelters her cottage. So I spend a good bit of time with her speaking Irish on a weekly basis. So we talk about various things, Irish folklore, Irish language stories, Gobán Seer, things like that. So she mentioned to me that the seventh son of a seventh son was an important tenet of Irish folklore. So I took that idea and the fact that Mordán was somewhere local to her area, and I decided to write this story, and that's where I started. So,
had you heard that about the seventh son of the seventh son before you came here?
Yeah, I did have an interest in Irish folklore and the fact that numbers like 3 and 7 were important in Irish language stories, and specifically that the heroes invariably had great powers, whether that be invincibility or great knowledge, for the Salmon of Knowledge stories or Clown Ushna, things like that.
Very good. So I gather you're going to give us a couple of these books, and we will make it available to the listeners. We'll have a little competition and see what we can do. So what are your aspirations now?
Yeah, my aspirations are for people to read my book and hopefully get some enjoyment out of it. As you mentioned, I have an Irish translation of the book in the works, so it's completed. It's just going through some copy editing at the moment, and once that's completed, I'm hoping that they will complement each other. Not only would you have a nice story in English, but if you had the interest to explore the Irish language, you'd have a complimentary piece with it.
That's great. And, I'm so pleased. I just found out that you got engaged. So I suppose, as they say in Ireland, you might as well be a poor man as a poor boy.
Yeah, it's all over for me right now.
Well, listen, congratulations. And we are recording this, and apparently it is going to go up on the webpage for Comhrá Gaeilge.
Yeah, the easiest way to get onto our website is Cnagboston.com. So Cnagboston.com. And on there, you'll learn about all of our activities with regards to classes. So we host classes at the Irish Cultural Centre, a spring and fall term, and we're working to introduce a new offering at the IIIC in Boston in January. So that will be a beginner and an advanced beginner offering that will hopefully cast a wider net from the commons, so that people, if they can't make it down to the ICC, there'll be something available in the city of Boston for them. So we're hoping that is a success. As well as that, we run a Ciorcal Comhrá, which is, I guess, a conversation group on a bi-weekly basis at various watering holes around the city of Boston. So anybody who's interested in coming and shaking off the rust from their Gaelic or joining in a fluent conversation, they're welcome to do so. And we have our Christmas party related to that Ciorcal Comhrá coming up on the 17th of December at the Canadian American Club in Watertown. That's December 17th at 7 p.m. And yes, I'd like to make a special request from you, if that's okay.
Okay, and your request is?
Yeah, 2015 was a fairly rough year for our family, so we lost a couple of dear relatives. Their names are Marcus Costello and Dahi Hayes. And the song Caledonia by Dolores Keane was a song that Marcus particularly held very dear. So I'd like to make that request and send it out to my family in Ireland and Australia.
Well, here is the song. It's by Dolores Keane. It is Caledonia, and we're very, very happy to do it. And I'll give you the last word.
Yes, thank you very much, Seamus, for the opportunity. And Tasúlagam go buinmhór loch déiseachta an taitneamh as an nolog agus go méid ábhlíonn faoi rá ag chuile rinne gur míle maith.
And give it to the listeners in the Bearla.
I hope that your listeners get a lot of pleasure from the Christmas and that they have a very, very successful New Year.
Oh, that is just great. Well, anyway, the one that he had asked, and that is Caledonia, and here it is.
Changes that have come over me in these last few days. I've been afraid that I might drift away. I've been telling old stories, singing songs that make me think about where I come from. That's the reason why I seem so far away today. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. But if I should become a stranger, no, it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. I have moved and I've kept on moving, proved the points that I needed proving, lost the friends that I needed losing, found others on the way. I have kissed the feathers and left them sighing, stolen dreams, yes, there's no denying. I've travelled hearts and times with conscience flying, somewhere with the wind. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. But if I should Now I'm sitting here before the fire, the empty room, a forest choir. The flames have cooled, don't get any higher. They've withered now, they've gone. But I'm steady thinking my way's clear, and I know what I will do tomorrow. When the hands have shaken, the kisses flowed, then I will disappear. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. But if I should become a stranger, no, it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had.